This brand is selling their products every 10 seconds, which means annually they sell around 5 million products. And all of that with 80% organic attribution, which means 80% of the customers come to their website organically and literally to their website because they are almost not existing in the retail. Just a few shops in London, Paris, and some recent collaborations with the chain of hotels, but not to sell in those hotels, but to provide these products as amenities. This brand is a number one brand in France, and this is the story of typology. Hi, my name is Karina. I am a psychologist working in marketing, and in this video, I'm going to explain you 4 pillars of success of this brand typology so you can learn also and apply some of those best practices into your own business. So let's dive in. Pillar number 1, I don't think you're going to like it. I identify it as hard work and patience. So what do I mean by that and why I put it as a pillar number 1? So to understand typology, you also need to understand who founded it and who is the CEO, Ning Li. So I'm going to make his long story short, but he arrived to France. He was born in China, arrived to France in 2002 at the age of 16. He didn't know the language, he didn't have money also, but he was working hard. He was working day and night, literally day and night, to save money, get to a prestigious school, and learn the language and pass the exams. And I want to pause here and talk about a little bit about the cultural background of Nin, because I'm a psychologist that specialize in multicultural psychology, and this cultural input is very important that we often underestimate. The Asian culture, China, Korea, and Japan, is very well known for pressure to achieving and hard work. You probably heard about that he can even work themselves to death. I'm not saying Ning is this way. And this is also my personal opinion about his story. I didn't find any information that he commented towards that. But I want to bring this hardworking background of cultural background into the story because it's going to be resonating through all the other pillars. He was actually commenting about himself that he is a control freak, and you probably also seen videos from Asian babies that are coming back home and they are super organized and they clean after themselves. So this is also another part of this culture that they like to have everything very structured and organized and under control. And this is very important because this connection to this cultural heritage gonna imbue certain values into him that he's going to take later into his business. Coming back to Ning's story, he learned the language, he passed the exams, he finished the study, and he started to work on his own business again, working night and day. And this is his literal words from one of the interviews when he talked about living with his friends with the same apartment and really working 24/7 to make this business successful. That business is MyFab. This is like e-commerce fashion marketplace. I'm not going to be diving into details of that. He sold that also to very renowned capital group in France, and that opened him lots of opportunities, lots of doors, and lots of connections. That created also an opportunity to work in the UK and work on the Made.com, and Made.com a successful furniture direct-to-consumer also a business in the UK. He had some mentor also who helped him in that, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that he had quite a bit of the experience in the direct-to-consumer business when he was starting typology. And then he decided, I think it was 2018 or 2019, to step back from May.com, go back to France. He get married in the meantime, and also his first child was born, his daughter. And this is a breakthrough moment because he was looking for a great product for his daughter. And as he mentioned, being a control freak, he wanted something really quality for a baby that has pure ingredients. It's very transparent. He couldn't find this product. And this is the birth of typology from his own need that he bring to the fruition. And this is a typology now as we know it, and as I will be talking about later in the video. This cultural heritage of hard work, discipline, control, and pursue on quality is what he's bringing to typology from day one. So let's look now at pillar number 2 of why typology is so successful, and that's strategic operation and supply chain. He brought a lot from May.com and his first business connections to public relations, but also to the supply chain and understanding how you should charter the supply chain between the source of where you're making your product from and the end customers, because that gives opportunity to create better price and also have more control over the product itself and what is it made of. He also have his R&D in-house, and that gives unique opportunity to really be flexible and resilient to this changing market, test many products very fast, cut products that are not performing and scale products that are performing more. And even when he was starting the business, as he didn't have experience in a beauty industry, he decided he's going to just test 100 products to understand what people actually wants to buy. And also what is his kind of genius and superpowers is to leadership within constructing the company. He brought this idea of having a super cells, like a mini organizations within his company. And those super cells were teams of 3 to 10 people that could operate independently, make decisions, make products, launch the products, and that helps him to move fast, test fast, and scale also very fast. And this is the time to go to pillar number 2. And pillar number 2 is what I identify as speak your battle. What do I mean by that? So there are 2 things when I say speak your battle. It means quality of the product, quality of the ingredients, trust of customers that this is the product has the best intents and they gotta have the best results, and great aesthetics of the brand, of the product, and of the battle. So the product itself is based on a philosophy of simple ingredients like vitamin C, BHA acid, hyaluronic acid. This is not the first brand that has that philosophy. There's Paula's Choice, I think from 1995, but that brand is a little bit more luxurious, celebrity vibe. We have also The Ordinary, but The Ordinary was sold also in 2024 to L'Oreal, and that kind of broke the trust of the customers for that brand. And Typology is the first brand with this simple ingredients philosophy that is chic and artisanal, that has the simple ingredients and then looks really good, is based on the principles of pure ingredients and transparency, but it actually looks very modern and very minimalistic and appealing to a Skintellectual audience. And Skintellectuals, it's an audience that really value transparency, sustainability, and quality, and the good looking brand that is congruent across many channels. And that also is related a little bit with the time that Typology was founded, 2019, right before the pandemic. And as we know, people during this time, they started to pay more attention to their health. And also, what does it mean for them to be healthy? Is it only exercise, nutrition? Maybe there's also lifestyle choices. And this customer group, Skintellectual people, which are mostly Gen Z and millennials, they treat the self-care and beauty routine like a project. They love all the new science and biohacking informations about that. At the same time, they understand that people are different, they have the individual needs, and there's no one fits all product. And they want to understand and they value brands that help them to understand what is the best for them, what products they can buy that are going to get the best results for them. And this is also where typology is coming in front of the people. And this is also where we're going to our pillar number 4. And that pillar is trust, authority, and branding. So this high quality product with good looking packages created this compound effect where people started to recommend typology. They started to make photos and post it on their social media because they really like how the product looked like in their bathroom. This compound like a snowball to create a massive attention into the brand, first in France and then in the other markets, and led to the virality. And on top of that, they created the survey on the website where people can identify what are products best for them so they don't have to spend a tons of money for something that's not going to be efficient and working for them. And of course, they are not the first brand who's doing that. There's tons of similar initiative across all industries and brands. But what they do differently, they actually showed that they care. They conduct the research with doctors and dermatologists to identify 24 different skin types, while other brands identify around 4 different skin types. They put the effort to really understand the unique needs of the audience. And people also saw that. People read it as, oh, this brand really cares about my well-being, my great result, my great skin. They putting time, effort, money, attention to I understand my needs and help me to find a set of the products that's gonna met my expectations. And this is very important and also combined with the philosophy of not being there in the retail stores and why they are not in the retail stores. So Ning said that you have to pick your battles. He understood that he cannot compete with big established businesses within the beauty industry. And this also brings his cultural background and personal preference for being in control. Directing to consumer business model gives you an tremendous opportunity to control your audience and control your pricing. So Ning understood that going into retail's gonna require a certain price adjustment because he's gonna be competing with all those brands that have better price, they all the time doing the promotions, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to stay within his price model because he knew that people are willing, and the data actually shows that over 50% of people said that they're willing to pay a full price of the product if they see that this is a quality, trustworthy product and it's worth the price and it is okay for them. But they are stick to that business model. That's why they are very picky to be present in the retails and to be present in other places. So the hotel chain Accor, M Gallery hotels, those are the hotels where they are present to give their products as a part of amenities of the hotel guests. So they also very mindful and intentional of where they allowing people to have a experience with their brand. So that's, I'm sure that's also connected with Ning's approach to being in control of many things. He wants people to really have a great experience in a brand, with the brand, whether it's website, whether it's automations using AI. They have very sophisticated tailor responses and emails flows and sequences. This is very important, spending a lot of time with that so people really feel heard when they're interacting and asking questions within the omni-channel marketing that they are doing in the digital landscape. So we went through the all pillars, and this is a time to get to the bottom line of typology success and discuss some conclusions. But before I'm gonna go to it, I wanna say thank you for watching till now. And I wanna share something that you might not expect it, because I was not expecting this as well. So I've, and you probably as well, consuming a lot of content and seeing those creators doing it. And I was not aware how actually difficult it is to create a great video. And I don't know if this video is great. So that's why I want to ask you to tell me if it's great. Did you learn something? Do you like it or not? If not, please tell me either private message or email what should I improve and how to make this video better. I will really appreciate any kind of reactions from you so I can understand actually what it takes to make a good video. Here are my final thoughts about typology. I would really love to say that there is a blueprint that you can take and you can imply on your business and it's going to be work 100% of time. Fortunately, it doesn't work like that. I've been bringing different parts of typology story to your awareness in this video because yes, you can take some of the ideas from the success story, but one of the key components in a magic potion is actually the experience of the founder that he bring into the business. And I'm telling this not to discourage you, but actually to think of what is your unique experience that you can bring into your business, because that's going to be a foundation and the pillar of the success. If you can take the lessons that you had so far into your life and bring it to your business, how you can utilize this, solidify that past experience into your own business. And that's actually this secret of any kind of success that we can create. And within the direct consumer market, yes, those things that I mentioned regarding typology, like great customer experience, focusing on creating a great product, a really nice aesthetics, that's also compounding to create this 80% organic growth. With the combination of this personal experience and personal investment that every founder's entrepreneur and CEO can do for the business. As I said, I'm really curious about what your thoughts about this story and my video. And thank you for watching one more time. That was Karina. Let's get now and build some impactful brands.